Sound 1, New York telephone, one-on-one, mixed track.
Each day of our lives, people try to create impressions in our minds, interacting with us one-on-one, consciously directing their actions and their words to mold and shape our opinions, sometimes successfully, sometimes unsuccessfully. When people are sincere, when they show understanding and involvement, then they do influence us positively.
So you can take my word for it that there's absolutely nothing to worry about. And if you have any questions, just call me. That's what I'm here for.
Just as we react to what other people say and how they say it, they in turn judge us.
Don't pay attention to what you read in magazines. Now listen to me. If I was you, I'd take the regular engine like in the car right here. I could give you a great deal on this car.
The impressions we make on others can affect our lives in many small and sometimes significant ways. So we, too, behave in patterns that will convince others to see us positively. We knowingly try to invite the kind of response we want. This one-on-one relationship is very much a part of everyday life, the way others see us, the way we see them. The more public the company, the more impact one person can have on its reputation. And what company is more public than our company? The telephone company. So many of our interactions with customers are one-on-one. Our image is constantly shifting, continually forming. It's as fragile as the inside move that was ordered 5 hours ago, the trim line that was picked up 5 minutes ago, the directory assistance call that was made 5 seconds ago. We stand or fall on the way the public assesses our service. And it's the human aspect of this service, even more than our technology, that is critical to how the public evaluates us. This question was first asked in 1885 by Theodore Vail, who later became the first president of AT&T. Today, public opinion of the New York Telephone Company is more important than ever in the face of rising consumerism, increasing regulation, and growing competition. A service industry such as ours must know what its customers are thinking and whether they're satisfied. As useful and effective as our internal measurements are, essentially, we are looking at ourselves in a mirror. Internals only measure conformance to our standards and our procedures. That's why we have adopted a system that also reflects how well we meet our customers' standards and satisfy their expectations. It's a system that is helping us become increasingly sensitive to the changing customer market. Telsam evolved out of many years' background research in measuring service from the customer's viewpoint. Its purpose is to give our customers who have had recent contact with our business the opportunity to comment on how they perceive this experience, whether it be the service center, phone center, installation, repair, dial, operator services, or coin, how we can do a better job for all of our customers. Telsam fundamentally samples and charts recent customer experiences in the basic functions of our business. The customers to be interviewed are selected from a random sampling of service center memos, completed service orders, repair calls, and billing records. Accepted research procedures are followed to ensure statistical validity. The names are then forwarded to a leading outside research organization where interviews are conducted by specially trained personnel.
Mrs. Rafferty, how would you rate the installer on having personal interest and concern for your telephone work? Would you say poor, fair, good, or excellent?
I would say excellent. Definitely. He was very helpful and really concerned that the wire wouldn't show. A nice guy. I'd say he did a fine job.
Very often, when customers feel that installers are courteous and helpful, they also feel a quality job was done. They generally don't have that opinion when the installer isn't particularly interested or involved. All interviews are carefully constructed and highly structured to ensure statistical validity as well as uniformity.
First of all, Mr. Grant, how would you rate the service center representative's ability to understand your problem? Would you say poor, fair, good, or excellent?
She really knew how to handle my request. And what's more important, I was able to understand her. She explained it very well. I'm really impressed with the phone company.
He wouldn't have been so impressed if the rep failed to call back as promised or wasn't responsive to the problem. The interviews are conducted as soon as possible after customer contact, so the reactions will be fresh in the customer's mind.
Considering this job in total, how would you rate the way the repair was handled?
It was handled well. It took a while for the repairman to show up, but he knew what he was doing. He even asked me to try the phone before he left to make sure I was satisfied.
Not exactly the kind of comment you'd get if the repairman was disinterested and didn't bother to let the customer know that the phone was working again. All customer responses are keyed by the interviewer into a computer terminal and stored for later analysis.
Thinking of your last call, how would you rate the directory assistance operator on being courteous? Would you say poor, fair, good, or excellent?
Very courteous and very helpful, a very pleasant person. She went out of her way to look up a number, even though I couldn't remember the first name. She even said, "Have a nice day."
Not all our answers come out like this. We would have gotten a totally different reaction if the operator was abrupt or even rude.
Mrs. Anderson, when you were ready to place your order, did you have to wait before a representative helped you? My next questions are about long-distance calls. That is, calls out of your local area.
The number of questions asked in each interview varies with the individual service being studied. The questions can also be modified or expanded where necessary. Telsam is a highly flexible research tool that helps us deal with the reality that not all customers are alike. Their particular concerns may differ from one geographic region to another, from upstate to downstate, from urban to rural areas. With Telsam, it is relatively simple to add special questions or even introduce special studies in order to more fully understand specific customer viewpoints in different locations.
The phone center store doesn't give me all the answers.
I had no trouble at all with that conference call. With the prices of things today, I'd say phone service is a good value.
I dialed the 800 number and nothing happened. The bill is hard to understand, especially the message units. Nobody said I had to tell you if I bought my own phone.
I think the phone company really is interested in seeing its customers get good service.
Customers like Telsam. They like the idea that the telephone company is interested in them. In fact, 95% of those asked have responded favorably to the idea. What about results? The tough, hard questions we have to ask ourselves about a program that seeks to measure customer expectations and service attitudes. Some results are immediate. About 8% of all Telsam interviews produce unsolicited action comments which require and receive immediate attention and create immediate positive reactions in the customer's mind. But the real tests of Telsam's effectiveness are found in what we do with the reports generated at our computer center from the hundreds of thousands of interviews. The best way to find out where we're going is to look back at where we've been, to compare present and past performances, to search for trends. Trends are far more important than levels of performance. While our interviews sample literally millions of one-on-one contacts, what we are really searching for are overall service weaknesses. By analyzing trends, we can discover symptoms of service deterioration, identify problem areas before they get out of hand. The question Theodore Vail asked almost 100 years ago is being answered today in ways he never could have thought possible. Telsam gives us new and sophisticated insights into current customer opinions of the human aspects of our service. Concern, courtesy, understanding, professionalism. How they see you as individuals and us as a company. Your individual actions translate into meaningful trend lines that tell us much about what we have accomplished and what we have yet to accomplish. Telsam also tells us a good deal about pride, the self-respect that we can all share because of the many positive things customers say about telephone people. We are the experts on communication service, the professionals. We wrote the book, and we have the reputation. Every single one of us, especially those who deal with the public one-on-one.